New York City, very well known because of many things. The Statue of Liberty, Broadway. If you're anything like me, you'll even relate New York City with these guys. Also, very well known for the Empire State Building. Unfortunately, New York City is also known for its high crime rate. According to the New York State Unified Court System, a felony is an offense for which a sentence bigger than 1 year of imprisonment is imposed. Some of the most controversial felonies in New York City are murder, robbery, rape, and human trafficking. According to the New York City Police Department, 511 murders, 1,420 cases of rape, and 19,717 cases of robbery took place in New York City in 2011. Between 18,000 and 20,000 victims are trafficked into the United States annually, particularly in New York City. In a survey of 20 people, 11 answered to never have been in New York City, but considered it to be a dangerous place. However, 5 people who have been in New York City all said that the city didn't look dangerous. Economically, some aspects are affected too. Handgun, rifle, and shotgun licenses are required in New York City in order to possess such weapons. However, criminals in New York City often prefer to obtain their guns from outside their state in order to avoid giving information in New York that would eventually lead to their capture. This was the case in 2009, when 92% of the recovered guns which related to crimes committed in New York City came from other states. So the traffic of guns for crimes in New York City decreases the profit won by the city in business of handgun licenses. Only 37,000 of the city's population of 8 million were licensed to have handguns in 2011.
Never feared for anything, never shamed but never free. A life that healed the broken heart with all that it could. Lived a life so endlessly, saw beyond what others see. I tried to heal your broken heart with all that I could. Will you stay? Will you stay away forever? How do I live without the ones I love?
4 students from the University of Texas at El Paso decided to work in research in order to find a solution to the statistics in crimes in New York City. Each specialized in a crime: murder, rape, assaults, and human trafficking. These students decided to support the following idea: stricter laws should be applied to criminals in New York City. However, they encountered some opposition. First, more money for longer imprisonments would be spent by the state, as according to Weisskopf Consulting Services, each year of imprisonment per inmate cost New York State more than $27,000. Second, there would be an anger and resentment by the families and friends of the convicted. Also, innocent people could be victims of a longer punishment. For example, 2 men were convicted wrongfully because of the false statement of a witness who she says was threatened by a detective to lie about the implication of the 2 men in a murder case of 1991. The 2 men spent 14 to 20 years in jail, respectively. Additionally, there would be more psychological problems for the convicted as a result of a longer time in jail. According to the John Hart Society of Alberta, many health experts argue that long-term solitary imprisonment is hurtful for the mind. He cites Henry Weinstein's study that reveals the extreme isolation can derive into memory loss, hallucinations, and even craziness. To solve this, the students advocate for increased imprisonment for violent crimes of approximately 5 years, more vigilance such as periodic visits by the police and obligatory constant reports of activity towards the people who go out of jail. According to a study of Byrne Hershaft and Zachary Hamilton, 32% of the people released from jail in New York City are rearrested after a year or less. And depending on the type of crime, people who go out of jail will be prohibited from attending certain places and events more than 1 time per month. As according to the previous research, the majority of the second rearrested and the reoffenders is often done in places near the previous arrest locations. Also, increasing the number of jobs for the ex-convicted, including the number of organizations that facilitate this. For example, the Center for Employment Opportunities is a New York organization that helps ex-convicted people to obtain jobs. the tendency of the people held by the program to commit the same crime according to MDRC was reduced in a 6% rate. Additionally, it has produced a profit between 1.26 and 3.85 per dollar spent, saving $4,900 per participant.
Transmissions will resume. Now try to push, try to keep us all down and hope that we will never see the truth around. Another promise, another scene, another package like to keep.
Our reason for this proposal is stricter laws are the following. Obviously, a safer city, less motivation of criminals to commit a crime. Since there is a lot of social fear and anxiety in the city, these laws can help New York City regain the trust of their government, and hopefully a more stable economy. The loss of money spent in longer imprisonments and vigilance will be compensated by the jobs and community service programs. In conclusion, stricter laws and punishments will decrease New York City's crime, but will also create several economic and social problems. In order to solve these problems, more jobs and community service programs will be needed in order to repay the cost of criminal punishments and more vigilance in the ex-convicted in order to gain social acceptance.
Comprendo tu dolor y lo hago mío. Se te fue el amor, se fue con frío.